early 1900s, Washington was filled to the brim with saloons. But not everyone was a fan of these social drinking establishments. This might surprise you, but Seattle was one of the first adopters of the Prohibition.
Seattle voted to go dry in 1916, which was 4 years before the rest of the country.
Now, who's this guy, you might ask? Well, if there's a man in town who knows about Seattle's sordid days of illegal drinking, it's Brad Holden, author of Seattle Prohibition, Bootleggers, Rum Runners, and Graft in the Queen City. On January 1st, 1916, the sale and manufacture of alcohol became illegal.
So when that happened, that kicked off the first wave of Seattle bootleggers.
Okay, real quick, vocabulary lesson. Bootleggers transported illegal alcohol by land. Rum Runners transported it by sea. And in Washington, there were a whole lot of both.
So at the time, liquor was legal up in Canada. And so what Rum Runners would do is they'd bring their ships up to Canada, usually either Victoria or Vancouver, and they had special ports designated for these American customers.
The Rum Runners would sail their booze ships back to Washington at night, sneaking alcohol into port cities from Bellingham all the way down to Tacoma. Their nemesis, the dreaded Coast Guard.
They were the ones that they feared the most because the Coast Guards were not afraid to open their machine guns or blast their cannons at them. When Prohibition took effect, it was right after World War I, and Boeing Airfield had a surplus of aircraft left over from the war. So the more thrifty Rum Runners would go to Boeing Airfield and then strip these airplane engines off these warcraft and then go and take the boat engines off and replace it with these aircraft engines to give them unbelievable speed.
But speed meant noise, and so people started calling rum running ships fireboats because of their noise and their cargo, firewater.
It was straight out of the movies.
And while saloons were illegal, that didn't stop the fine people of Seattle from frequenting speakeasies, especially the infamous Bucket of Blood in Pioneer Square.
So you'd have to knock on a door, someone would open a little slit, you'd have to pass a special card that you were supposed to have ahead of time. You'd go down the set of stairs with these really ornately painted murals going down.
Prohibition in Washington ended in 1933, eventually leading us to the robust brewing culture we have today. Cheers!